If you're a fan of Tulane's defense, you've probably heard the name Luke Jackson once or twice.
Snap, AB wants to throw, here's the rush! We got him! Luke Jackson, sack time! Blind side sack! All the way back to the 44-yard line.
He's the football trifecta that every coach wishes for. A hard worker, a quick study, and a true athlete.
His football intelligence is incredible. When you work with somebody who's that intelligent, it allows your defense to do so many different things. He's a tough kid, he's a great attitude kid, and so he makes everyone around him better.
It's easy to see why Luke Jackson is a leader on and off the field for the Green Wave. But sometimes it's what we don't see that impacts a person's character the most.
Hi, my name is Luke Jackson. I'm a fifth-year senior here at Tulane playing linebacker for the Green Wave, and I'm blessed to say I'm a cancer survivor.
It's hard to believe that the hard-nosed player you see on the field today was once battling the life-threatening disease of testicular cancer. He was a healthy and athletic 18-year-old after all, but the signs that led them to the diagnosis weren't that clear at first, starting with symptoms that could have been written off as something else.
I had like back pain, like lower back pain, which they said that's like a sign. I mean, I didn't think of it, obviously cancer, but and I would have some real bad night sweats, but it was real bad. I'd wake up, my whole bed was wet.
Luke reached out to the medical staff at Tulane Athletics and to the team doctor who's still there today, Dr. Greg Stewart.
Early on, you don't always know, so it's like, okay, maybe this is an infection or something like that. Let's try and treat that. And I didn't take care of it. He didn't get better. So at that point, you start thinking, well, he's the right age for testicular cancer.
In the matter of a moment, Luke's life changed. He was diagnosed with testicular cancer as a freshman in college.
I was kind of in shock. I didn't react like a certain way, like being sad. Like I didn't start crying or anything. Once I knew I had it, I kind of had to get over it and get towards like getting better and getting rid of it.
And that work started immediately, with a surgery the next day, then weeks of chemotherapy, and another unexpected surgery on his abdomen.
The disease spread, and so he had some lymph nodes that became positive and popped up. At that point, you knew that this was further along than you hoped.
It seemed a daunting diagnosis. But Luke's youth was his advantage, as this type of cancer is very treatable when caught early on.
Chemo wasn't too bad. I'd have to say the last surgery that I went, because they removed a bunch of lymph nodes from my abdomen, and that was a big surgery, and I had to stay in the hospital for like six days.
So after a major surgery and several months of treatment, Luke was finally cancer-free, and he couldn't wait to play football again. But his body was nothing like it was just months before.
He had spent a lot of time and effort in building himself up and getting strong, and then to have the surgery and the chemo and to have lost all that muscle mass and all that conditioning and essentially having to start over again.
Tried to get back into it as fast as I can over the summer so I could maybe gain weight and then get back into fall camp and try to play. I was probably 200 pounds.
But that didn't deter Luke. He worked day and night to get back into competitive shape, even completing weightlifting sessions on his own time.
I think you can't look at something that bad of a situation and try to be negative about it. It's not gonna help much.
There's a really quiet fire inside of him. His intensity doesn't show itself outwardly a lot, but make no mistake, he's all in.
That slow-burning fire turned into an outright flame as his junior year approached, and he stepped onto the field in 2016 as a starting linebacker.
You got an instant respect for someone that fought through that and thrived and has continued to not let something like that derail his career academically or athletically.
So far this season, he's recorded 16 solo tackles and 3.5 sacks. He's also on track to graduate with his master's degree next fall, after earning his bachelor's degree in finance from Tulane last year.
It would have been very easy for Luke to have just given up, because I don't think there's any question that had he not been driven and not really wanted to be here, then he wouldn't be playing and he wouldn't be starting.
Luke has overcome his fair share of adversity, earning a starting spot on the field as well as the respect and love of his teammates and coaches. And you can be sure that when the game is on the line, there's no one more apt to take on the challenge than Luke Jackson.
My son is named Luke there's quite a few reasons why, but if my son can end up as close to Luke Jackson as possible, I'll be a real happy dad.